The sun beat down on the worn asphalt, casting a golden glow over the vast expanse of open road. The air was dry and hot, with nary a cloud in sight to offer any respite from the sun's fierce rays. Amidst this desolate landscape, a lone traveler trudged wearily along the highway, their feet carrying them forward on autopilot as their mind struggled to find the strength to press on. This lost soul had been walking for hours, ever since leaving the safety of the last town they'd passed through. With no clear destination in sight and only a small backpack containing the bare essentials, the traveler's thoughts turned increasingly dire by the minute. A faint sense of despair crept over them as they realized that they were entirely alone, with no one to turn to for help. Just as it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, a deep rumble shook the air. The ground beneath their feet trembled, and the traveler's eyes looked up in alarm as a cloud shaped like a giant hand came into view. It was so large that it dwarfed the landscape around it, its massive palm reaching down toward the earth like a colossal, puffy glove. The traveler's initial reaction was one of terror after all. What could be so benevolent and kind as to reach out from the sky? Yet, as they looked into the face of this gigantic cloud, something unexpected caught their attention: kindness. A warm smile seemed to spread across its cloudy visage, illuminating the dark spaces beneath. As if responding to some unseen signal, the giant hand reached down even further, its fingers stretching and morphing until they took on a form that resembled a ladder or a staircase. The traveler's eyes widened in amazement as the cloud hand extended an inviting, sky-blue arm, beckoning them to come closer. Incredulous but also hopelessly desperate, the lost soul began to crawl up the length of this extraordinary contraption, their trembling fingers gripping onto the soft, white cotton that made up the surface. As they ascended higher and higher, a gentle warmth enveloped them from all sides. It was as if the cloud itself were embracing them. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the traveler reached the top of this wondrous ladder, where they collapsed onto a soft, fluffy cushion that had materialized beneath their feet. They looked around in wonder at the breathtaking vista before them. Rolling hills and mountains stretching out to infinity, a bright blue sky above, and no sign of civilization anywhere, yet. A low, rumbling voice spoke from within the cloud itself, its words like a gentle breeze rustling through leaves. "Welcome, traveler," it said. "You are safe now. I have been watching over you for some time, waiting for just the right moment to extend my hand in aid." The lost soul looked up at the speaker in awe, their eyes taking in the full majesty of this cloud, which seemed to be its own separate entity yet was also so intimately connected with them that it could understand their deepest thoughts and desires. They realized then that this benevolent giant was not a creature at all, but rather a manifestation of some profound force of nature, one that had been guiding them toward safety even as they had thought themselves lost forever. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the landscape below, the cloud gently lowered itself back down to earth. The traveler stepped off its ladder-like form and looked out at the world with fresh eyes. No longer a desolate place, but rather an enchanting realm full of mystery and wonder, where even the most unexpected creatures could offer refuge. And so, armed with newfound hope and gratitude, the lost traveler set off once more into this mystical land, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would never be truly alone. The gentle giant cloud watched over them from afar, its presence felt in every step of their journey as a symbol of the unseen forces that shape our lives, mysterious helpers waiting to lend us a hand whenever we need it most.